Hello, welcome back to my channel InfoSec Lab, and my name is Hui. Today we're gonna be doing room update for room number 4 of TryHackMe's Advent of Cyber 2024. What is it called? It's called all Atomic Insights. So basically, this is a room that covers a red team operations, which try to emulate popular attacks on a machine, on a target machine. Before we get the learning objectives of this room is learn how to identify malicious techniques using the MITRE ATT&CK framework. Learn about how to use atomic red team tests to conduct an attack simulations, and understand how to create a learning and detection rules from the attack test. There are a few concepts that we have to go over. Detection gaps. Detection gaps can be known as blind spots in cybersecurity, meaning that no matter how good and strong your defense are, it is always likely there's a chance that the blue teamers will meet certain steps or attacks in the cyber Q chain. So what's a cyber Q chain? Cyber Q chain is a standard process of doing a penetration testing. It started with initial reconnaissance, where you gather as much information about the target as possible, and then you try to compromise. The second one is an initial compromise, where you try to take over the target on the surface on one machine. Once you get control over the machine, you try to get a foothold established to that establish the foothold, meaning that you try to get into the system from that target machine. Once you get inside the machine, you're going to be perform a number of tasks like privilege escalation, try to move up, meaning that you try to get a hold of credential or take over accounts that have more administrative permissions. With those kind of permissions, you can do more of the internal reconnaissance, where you gather more information about the internal system of the target machines. Once you get those internal information, you can perform perform other exploit, which is known as moving lateral. So meaning that you try to exploit as many weaknesses and as many machines as possible. While doing that, you also try to establish your presence inside the target machine, which is known as APT, Advanced Persistent Threat. You try to create a backdoor so you can come back to the system anytime and stay undetected under the radars. So the step of privilege escalation, moving laterally, and establish your presence in the system. You do that over and over again until you completely take over the whole infrastructures of an organization. That's when the mission completes, or you finish your penetration testing. So that's the standard process of doing penetration testing. And because there are so many attacks involved in different stages of the cyber Q chains, we as blue teamers find it very hard to catch all the attacks and exploit happening. Because of that, blue teamers are constantly have to improve their detection rules, work on the detection rules to enhance the security posture, and try to close down the detection gaps. Now let's get to MITRE ATT&CK framework. So what's MITRE ATT&CK framework? It is an open source library that documents all the attack, all the exploit techniques, tactics, and procedures. Meaning that if you're new to cybersecurity, you're not sure what an attack is, you can just refer to this page right here, as you can see on the screen. It will tell you all the information about a certain attack, a certain techniques, and what are some other related attack techniques that you're looking for at. For example, in this room example, if you don't know what phishing is, you can just simply search phishing, and then there will be a lot of results coming out right here. We can see here it gives you a definition of phishing. Adversaries might spend phishing messages to gain access to victim control, to the victim systems. And then it also has sub-techniques, meaning that it describes some different types of phishing, like phishing attachment, spear phishing attachment, spear phishing link. Spear phishing attachment means that you send an email with an attachment that contains malware, and then once the user download that attachment and open that up, they will execute the malware, and then their computer is infected. Spear phishing link is similar to spear phishing attachment, for example, that but instead of sending an attachment to user, attackers will send a URL to users, and then users, when they click on those links, they will automatically download the malware, and sometimes they just automatically trigger activate the malware. So over here you can also see like different as I click the spear phishing link, it shows that the ID right here, and then the sub-technique of 1T1566 is very convenient. This is a very powerful tool that it gives you all information about all kind of attacks. I mean, not all kinds, but most kinds of attack. I would say about 90%. Now let's move on to the next tool, which is Atomic Red. So why do we need this one? The reason is because even though MITRE ATT&CK provide you a lot of information about a specific attack, they're all just theories. First of all, they're all just theories, and you know that in theory and in practicality, everything is different. You know one thing in theory doesn't mean that you can apply that in reality. So that's why the Atomic Red comes in. Atomic Red is a library of a collection of red team test cases that are mapped to the MITRE ATT&CK framework. The library consists of simple test cases that can be executed by any blue team to test for detection gaps and help close them down. The library also supports automation where the techniques can be automatically executed. However, it is also possible to execute them manually. So Atomic Red provides us the tools and utility to actually work on a certain exploit and see how the attacks performs on a certain target. Sorry, I'm just my brain just froze right there. I don't know why. So again, using the spear phishing as an example, and then in this room we're gonna be using spear phishing, the sub technique right here. Let's get started on the window. So first of all, we're gonna be take a look at the command Atomic Red. No, my bad. It's Atomic Test, my bad. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Oh no, it doesn't stop. Okay. Yeah. Help. Invoke. Atomic Test. So this is the name of the command, and these are the parameters. Atomic techniques, which identifies the technique IDs, which is in this case it's gonna be T1566.001. Okay, let me and then show details. It's gonna be it's gonna show all test cases related to the specified techniques. Test numbers, meaning that it allows us to select what test numbers to be executed. So basically when you run the command, I'm gonna show you right here right now. Invoke I'm sorry. T1 is it 566.0.566.01 show. Okay, so for this technique, we have two test cases. So the show details shows all the test cases available related to these techniques, and then within the test numbers that we mentioned earlier, right here, this parameter, the test numbers, it allows you to select which test to be executed. If we select test number to be 1, then we're gonna be executing test number 1, and then if we select number 2, then we're gonna be execute test number 2. So pretty much that's it. That's all the basics you need to know. So let's give it a try. Invoke. I can't try to do that. Invoke atomic test T1 566.01 test number 1. Okay, now you can see that the test has been executed. So how do we know? That the test? How do we investigate this attack? What I want to do is to view the attack in the event log. But before we do that, we have to clean the log, so it's gonna be easy for us to actually take a look at the attack. Okay. To do that, we also invoke the command, the same thing, similar to this one, and then we add another one, cleanup. This will clean up all the artifacts of the test cases that we just executed. Now to view the log, we also have to refresh the logs to clear all the preceding logs. So it's gonna be easy for us to retrieve all the logs related to this test case. To do that, we can not this one. We go to event viewer. Go to the applications and services logs. Okay, it's a bit slow, so go to Microsoft and then go down to Windows, and then from Windows we go to the Sysmon. Look for the Sysmon. Sysmon is a system monitors process that monitor all the activities on the Windows machines. So that's what we're looking for. And then under Sysmon we have operations. Now we have to refresh everything in this one and then run the test case. That's where then it's gonna be easier for us to view the logs of the test cases, of the test case execution, excuse me. So let's clear, right click this one and then clear log, save and clear. Oh no, we don't have to save, just clear. Okay, now the logs is clear. Let's run the test case again. Command is invoke. Now I know that I can just press the up arrow and then delete this one. I can just like easily execute the command, but because I'm new to this tool, I want to learn and I want to practice with this tool, so I'm just gonna type it out. Just a little bit practice. I know. Test T1 566.01 and then test numbers 1. Remember there's an S after the numbers. Okay, so the test has been executed. Let's go back to the event viewer. Nothing, right? Don't worry about that. Let's refresh it. Once we refresh, then we see the logs. Take a look at the logs. There's not much going on right here, so it's gonna be easy. So this one, nothing interesting. Oh yeah, there is a target name file. It looks like there's a file name created under this folder, the temp folder. Let's see. So C system. No. C users administrator app data local tab is that's the one. Oh, so we see the phishing attachment, the XML file, no XLSM file, and then we also see a text file. I just got a flag. Okay, so that's how you emulate an attack on a machine and then collect the logs event of such attacks. Now what? We get the log, we get the attacks. What else do we need? Well, I mean, let's take a look a few more entries to see what else we can find. So we know that the file name, a new file name is created, the phishing attachment. We also know, okay, we also, oh, this one is interesting. We also know from here that there are a few command line running. So it running PowerShell, downloading files from these two URLs, and then save it into the target and save it to the target system. Okay, so my bad. It actually didn't create those two files. It actually downloaded those two attachments from from the host machine, from the attacker servers. So it download these two files from these URLs and then put it to the machine's location right here, the phishing attachment, and then the phishing attachment.txt. My bad. They were created. They were downloaded. So we know the file names, the malicious file name. We know the technique used, the command used. We can add this to the detection rule. So in a regular organizations, if we know that these are the two URLs where attackers download the malicious file, then we can just blacklist these two URLs. That's one rule can be added to the detection rule. Another thing is like the invoke web request. This command should be disabled or forbidden unless you have the right permission to run it. That can be another rules. Or if every time the invoke web request is run, then it's going to be create an alert to the system. Another rule you can add is that every time a PowerShell run, especially by someone not from the IT department, then you can just create an alert and say, hey, somebody from the HR or the finance department are trying to run a PowerShell command, which is unlikely. By doing that, you're gonna be more aware of what actually going on. And to add more security to that one, maybe disable PowerShell command lines on most machines unless you absolutely have to use them. So only users with the right permissions can run command lines and PowerShells. Those are the rules can be added to the detection rules in your organizations, and it actually shows right here at the bottom, at the very bottom of the room. This is what I haven't used Sigma yet. I haven't used Sigma, so I'm not sure what it actually looks like. This is what TryHackMe provided in the rooms. You can spend some time reading it, and it's pretty straightforward. So if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to explain to you. Now moving on to the activity. That's it for the two tools that we were talking about today. Nothing much. I hope everything so far makes sense to you, and let's practice with another techniques or another attack In the challenge, we're supposed to find out the attack with a command and scripting interpreter. First of all, let's answer the question: what's a file in a text file? This is what we found. File. Right here. Copy, submit. It's gotta be correct. What attack technique ID will be our point of interest? So we are looking for command and scripting interpreter. Command and scripting interpreter. Now there are several results popping up right here. So how do we know which one to pick? I honestly don't know, but like based on what my experience, like this one is about mobile, so I can safely ignore that and then just pick this one. T1 T10 59. Yep. What attack sub technique focuses on the window command shells? Let's see. Windows command.
Pacific time. I just wanted to remind you all to take a break at some point and stretch your leg.
My bad. Sorry. Click this one, window command shell. And it takes us to this one. So the subtechnique ID is 003. Okay, now we have identified the technique ID. Let's go to the atomic red and see how what the test cases are and how we can emulate these attacks. Close this one. We don't have event viewer anymore. We may invoke atomic test and nope. What was the it's annoying. 1059.03 T1059.03 show detail. Seems to be a lot of tests. How many tests we have? We have 5 test cases. So how do we know which one to test? Let's go back to the room and see. As Glitch continues to prepare for Sogmas and fortifies Wellville security, he decides to conduct an attack simulation that would mimic a ransomware attack across the environment. He is unsure of the correct detection metrics to implement for this test and asks for your help. Your task is to identify the correct atomic test to run that will take advantage of a command and scripting interpreter, conduct a test, and extract valuable artifacts that should be used to craft a detection rule. So because the glitch is trying to prepare for the Sogmas, I'm just gonna look for some test cases that contain glitch, Sogmas, Wellville, some keywords. I would assume those are gonna be the correct cases. It's a little bit hard to read. And actually, I think it's number 4 or number 5. Oh, it's right here. It's test case number 4 right here. I'm gonna highlight this one. This is not so hard to read. So the command with inputs. This is the command line, and the folder. The location is gonna be T1059.03/source, and then the file name is the WebView ransomware. So this must be the test case. The name, what's the test name? Test name is simulate black by ransomware brick bombing. Now it copies. It didn't copy earlier. What's the name file? WebView ransomware. And what's the file for this atomic test? Okay, let's run the test, see what it is. Invoke atomic test T105903 test. No. Haha. Okay, let's see what the PDF file is. Oh, it contains the flag. It contains the flag right here. You can also double check at the output folder that we just read earlier. Let's see. Show details. Where was the output? It was tools atomic. Just this one. Okay, we also get this one. Same thing. I know. This one. Same thing right here. Alright, so that's it for the room today. I hope you enjoyed the room. I know my explanation is a little bit, unclear sometimes, but hopefully you still get the concept, the basic concepts, and have fun with this room. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I also have a write-up of this room on a Medium blog post, which will be linked in my descriptions. If you want to read more about this room, feel free to check it out. And thank you very much. I'll see you later. Bye.